So what started out as this, steady, focus, turned into this, and then this. Holy
It's happening!
Oh my god!
He's so nervous.
I am so nervous. Tattoos. You know what they are, so I'm not gonna explain them. In our last video, my girlfriend Julie lost a bet.
Shoot.
For consequence, 1 tattoo. Performed by me, a completely inept content creator who's had no experience or training in the art form of tattooing. What could go wrong? So my first task was gathering supplies. Turns out it's pretty easy to find everything you need for at-home tattooing on the internet and get it delivered right to you. Then I had to learn how to tattoo. Luckily, there are countless tutorials online, so after a few hours, I felt I was ready to start putting all of my knowledge to use. So it was time for a bit of practice. Welcome to our makeshift little tattoo shop. As you can see, Julie has decorated our walls with some custom flash, and of course, it comes with a dog lounge. Now, before I go and permanently brand my girlfriend's leg, I figured I would try and start with something a little less alive. In front of me lies a nanner. Before modern methods, the skin of fruit was often used as a flesh substitute. The human skin is comprised of 3 main layers. The top or outer layer is the epidermis. Right in the middle is the dermis. And then low in the fatty layer is the hypodermis. Now when tattooing, if you go too light in the epidermis, that ink might just fade away over time. If you go too deep and hit the hypodermis, it might blow out and get all splotchy and gross. You don't really want that either. The Goldilocks for depth while tattooing is right in the middle in the dermis. These 2 lines are a little light. These are pretty close to where we want to be. This is too deep. That's bad, that'll blow out. I've actually been practicing on bananas for the past few days and I'm sick of eating them. I'm tired of it. So now that I'm feeling decently confident on my depth, I'm gonna move on to a more modern method. Fake skin. These days you can get all sorts of practice skins, even entire limbs. And in front of me, I have this nice slab that Julie and I have already prepped with a few stencils to practice on. So I'm gonna give it a whirl. So Julie and I got ourselves a wireless rotary pen by Mast, which is sort of modern when compared to the traditional heavy corded tattoo gun. It's a bit lighter and beginner friendly. Now they say when practicing on fake skins, you should still take all the steps you would when tattooing real skin. That's why we wrapped the table, slapped on some gloves, and I was constantly wiping a little bit of Vaseline to help clean up any extra ink while I was going. As far as tips go, I'm using a 9-round liner cartridge, which means there are 9 tiny needles in the plastic tip, all arranged in a circle pattern, aka round. It's good for outlining, but can be a little big for tiny detail work. For that, I used a 5-round liner. It turns out there's a ton of different needle arrangements, sizes, depths, and speeds. And to be completely honest, I really don't know anything about what I'm doing. Julie did all the research for this. This is her thing. So if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments and she'll get back to you. So my goal was to practice all the different elements of Julie's final tattoo design. Long, straight lines, short, curvy lines, and even the dreaded circle.
He did pretty good on the goat. His ear's a little weird.
There?
Yeah, the line didn't go to the right spot.
No.
But other than that, the shaggy hair looks good. One of the hooves kind of looks like a testicle sack.
Oh, I rounded it. Yeah.
But other than that, goat's pretty cool. Fish, outline, great. And then the camera.
Circles and straight lines. No thanks. And letters. Just all bad. The whole thing.
It's something.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
And the dogs are losing it. Guys, it's WrestleMania. The dogs want out.
So based off this little guy, this is something that's going to take years of practice to get good at. And I only have a few days. So I'm going to keep working at this. And while I'm doing that, Julie can go ahead and show you how to prep a stencil. Now, as part of the bet, I did allow Julie to choose her own tattoo. So she sketched up this design of Reli skating.
Okay, so this is the stencil transfer paper that we got. It is 4 layers thick. The first layer is the master stencil paper, which is actually what you're gonna put on your skin to transfer your design. The second paper is just a protective tissue layer, and that you can also use to help trace your design if you need it. The third layer is the actual ink carbon layer that makes your design. And the fourth layer is just a protective backer, really to keep things clean. I've seen people go about this a couple different ways. For example, you could take this tracing paper out, sandwich your design in between the tracing and the stencil paper, and just go ahead and do your design like that. I've noticed that it takes a lot of pressure to get through these 2 layers, so I actually prefer to trace my design separately and then transfer it to the stencil paper. Okay, so now that my design is on my tracing paper, I'm gonna delicately and without ripping it, put it on top of my master stencil. There's my stencil paper, and I'm gonna use that tape and just secure it down. Now I'm gonna retrace my design. You do have to apply a decent amount of pressure to get your stencil to transfer, and I'm not a practiced tattoo doodler. So my stencil probably won't be perfect, and I'm okay with that.
Those wheels are gonna be the death of me.
Okay, so now that it's done, it's ready to be transferred to skin. This is our actual stencil paper, which if you peel back, should reveal your stencils. So you can go ahead and cut them out. Don't touch that part. For real skin, make sure you prep by shaving any hair and then cleaning and disinfecting the skin. We got a really highly recommended stencil transfer solution called Stencil Stuff, which you just apply a thin layer of to your skin. Then it's the same thing. Lay the stencil, apply some pressure, peel, and let dry. Nice. And now, onto the real tattoo.
Here we are.
Dun-na.
I feel like death. I am terrified. This is probably the most nervous I've been in a very long time for anything. It's like I'm going into a huge lecture hall and I have a big speech I have to do. And I feel like somewhat prepared. I experimented with the different tip sizes, or needle
Thicknesses,
amounts.
yeah.
I still have kind of shaky lines. So this design has little circles, it has straight lines, it has long straights, and then it has little details as well. So I'm very nervous. I keep saying nervous, and that's how you know I'm nervous. We got new gloves on, we got a new wrap on, got all new tips, got my Vaseline. The stencil has been sitting for some time, and I'm gonna put a little Vaseline where I plan on starting to help clean.
And I'm gonna film it all while I get it.
Julie's gonna film. Hopefully I can get her on my little head camera here. And then we have our backup cam, but that's not getting any details.
We got our B cam.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay. Oh.
Don't pook on me.
This is way different than practice skins.
Does it feel different?
Oh yeah. I'm shaking like a leaf.
Okay, maybe pause. How are you feeling?
Yeah, weird. I feel weird. I'm like very jittery.
Woo! Deep breath.
We're getting there. And that's it. I am never gonna be a tattoo artist. How about that?
Didn't like it?
That was so stressful. But you can't see it yet.
Oh.
I'm gonna clean it off, and then we're gonna do a side-by-side comparison of the drawing and the tattoo, because there's definitely gonna be some differences.
Okay, we'll clean it.
Okay. Now, since Julie's been a good sport, and really because learning how to tattoo was something she wanted to do, I've agreed to let her tattoo me as well. on my rump. And if you're curious to see what cheeky design I chose and how well it turned out, or didn't, join us on Patreon, where we release exclusive bonus content. Really, Patreon's the whole reason we were able to get our tattoo machine and all the other supplies we needed, like ink and needles and gloves. Without the support of our patrons, tattooing my derriere would just not be possible. Without our patrons, this video would have been a real bummer. So, thank you guys. Now, to the big reveal. That to that.
Wow.
So you can see that wheel there. Pretty bad. I don't know what that is actually. It's kind of just a deflated tire.
Deflated. They don't have air in them.
That's the joke.
Oh.
This one I did okay on. This other wheel, it was very difficult. In these straight lines here, I did these in a 9. And then the ones inside as a 5, just like his shades. I think the shades actually turned out pretty decent. And I think overall, like, it turned out better than I thought. It's just my nerves, really. Like, pure nerves. I was shaking like a leaf, and I'm like, ha, 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 ha. And then I just ended up plastering myself to her leg.
Yeah.
Pushing as hard as I could. Yeah!
Yeah. And that helped you be more steady?
Yeah. Yeah. Because, like, keeping my elbow tight to the...
What the heck?
I love it.
How weird. You have something permanent now that
That-
you drew.
That I drew.
Yeah.
Of my
Of your
best friend.
dog. That
And
guy.
My boyfriend gave it to me.
Yeah, it's very personal.
Yeah.
It's as custom as you can get.
Oh, I'm getting teary-eyed. It's kind of cool. Like, I love Reli so much. And
Yeah.
I came up with the design on my own. And Ben did it.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing. And I'll have it forever.
Mhm.
Unless you went too light. And it fades away. It looks real good.
Nice.
Woo! We did it.
Whatever.
So, what are we gonna tattoo next?
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to walk towards you.
Yeah. Stay, Reli. Stay.
Hey, bub.
Stay.